The glass walls of Meridian Global shimmered against the Manhattan skyline, reflecting a city that never slept. Ambition, power, and dreams stacked floor by floor. At the very top stood Nathan Carter, a man who built an empire from sleepless nights, ruthless precision, and an unshakable belief that he could never lose. But tonight, that belief shattered. It started with a single red alert blinking on his monitor, then another, and then all at once, a flood of cascading errors drowned the screens before him. His empire was collapsing piece by piece, bite by bite. Data breaches, financial losses, everything he'd built in 15 years disintegrating right before his eyes. The $12 billion merger waiting for him at dawn was slipping away faster than he could breathe. Nathan slammed his fist on the mahogany desk, disbelief turning to panic. Outside those glass walls, New York glittered indifferently. The city didn't care who rose or fell, it only watched. He'd dismissed his staff hours ago, but when the silence deepened, he heard faint footsteps in the hallway. A soft squeak of wheels followed, echoing like a heartbeat in an empty corridor. He looked up and froze. A woman in a blue janitor's uniform stood at the door, pushing a cart. Her light brown hair tied neatly, her gray eyes calm yet alert. "You okay, sir?" she asked softly, her accent carrying a trace of warmth, maybe Spanish. Nathan gave a bitter laugh. "Not really. Just watching 15 years of my life burn." She stepped closer, studying the monitors. "That's not just a crash," she said. "That's a cyber attack." Nathan frowned. "You know about this?" She nodded. "Used to work in cybersecurity. Before life happened." Nathan blinked. The janitor wanted to touch his system? He almost laughed. But there was something in her eyes, something unshakably certain. He stepped aside, desperation winning over pride. "Knock yourself out," he muttered. The woman, her badge read Lucy Rivera, sat down and began typing, her fingers moving with the confidence of someone who had lived inside the code itself. Within minutes, directories Nathan didn't even know existed flickered onto the screen. "Who are you?" he whispered. Without looking up, she said, "Someone who refuses to let things die before trying to save them." Her voice was calm but electric with purpose. Nathan's heart pounded as he watched the chaos on the screens slowly shift. Data reappearing, system stabilizing, hope, something he'd forgotten, lit in his chest again. "Your backups," Lucy asked, "are they linked to your mainframe?" "No," he said quickly. "Good. Then that's our miracle." She moved faster now, lines of code scrolling like a heartbeat. "I'll need full access," she said. Nathan hesitated, then handed her his master key card. "Don't make me regret this," she gave a faint smile. "You won't. But when this works, don't forget who was here." For the first time that night, Nathan smiled back. They went down to the sub-level server room, the heart of Meridian Global. The hum of machines filled the air like distant thunder. "I'll need 6 hours in silence," she said. Nathan nodded. For once, he wasn't the one giving orders. As she worked, every keystroke echoed through the room like hope coming back to life. Hours slipped away. Coffee went cold. Outside, the skyline turned silver with dawn. Then, the impossible happened. The red alerts vanished one by one. Systems rebooted. Files restored. Nathan leaned closer, voice trembling. "Is this real?" Lucy smiled faintly. "Your empire's breathing again, Mr. Carter. Just needed a little CPR." He exhaled sharply, part disbelief, part awe. "How do I even thank you?" She shook her head. "Don't thank me. Just fix what's broken outside the system, too." Her words lingered like an echo of truth. When the morning light poured through the vents, the monitor flashed one final message. System restored successfully. For the first time in years, Nathan Carter sat still. Lucy leaned back, exhausted but proud. "Congratulations," she said softly. "You're alive again." Nathan turned to her, his voice quiet. "No, we are." By sunrise, the first employees entered to find their CEO sitting beside a woman in a janitor's uniform, both sipping coffee amidst glowing screens. None of them knew she'd just saved the company. None knew this night would change everything. That morning, whispers rippled through Meridian Global. Something monumental had shifted. Nathan called a board meeting, sunlight slicing through the glass conference room. "I want to introduce someone," he began. "Lucy Rivera. Without her, none of this would exist right now." The team stared, stunned. Ryan Campbell, the chief technology officer, scoffed. "You're saying the janitor fixed what an entire department couldn't?" Nathan met his gaze, unwavering. "That's exactly what I'm saying. Starting today, Lucy will lead our new cybersecurity division." Murmurs spread, disbelief filling the air. Ryan clenched his jaw, but Nathan walked out before he could argue. That afternoon, Lucy entered the building again, but not as a cleaner. Her badge gleamed, her steps steady. The same people who once ignored her now stepped aside. Nathan greeted her on the top floor. "Welcome back, Lucy," he said warmly. "Everything you need is here." "Thank you again," she smiled. "Don't thank me." "Just don't lose faith when it gets hard," he smiled back. "I've already learned that from you." Weeks passed. Meridian's systems were stronger than ever. Investors returned. The company rose from ashes. But Lucy noticed something strange. Anomalies buried deep in the logs, encrypted signals she couldn't explain. Late one night, Nathan brought her coffee as she stared at the screens. "Something's off," she murmured. "These signatures, they're the same as the attack. But now they're coming from inside." Nathan froze. "Someone in the company?" She nodded. "And they know this system too well." When she traced the access logs, one name kept repeating: Ryan Campbell. Her pulse quickened. She gathered the evidence and went to Nathan's office. "Ryan was the entry point," she said, plugging in her drive. His expression darkened. "Are you sure?" "Completely." He began pacing. "If this leaks, we'll lose investors again." Lucy's tone was firm. "Then we don't leak it yet. Let him think he's safe. I'll trace who he's working for." Nathan stared at her, admiration mixing with fear. "That's dangerous." She smiled faintly. "So was trusting me the first night." "But you did." Days later, the trap was set. Lucy mirrored the network, creating decoy databases to lure Ryan in. He took the bait. Every keystroke revealed more until it became clear he wasn't working alone. A shadow company called Neuroline Systems was behind everything. Late one night, she got a message. "Stop digging or you'll regret it." Lucy froze. Someone was watching. She forwarded it to Nathan. "We're close," she said. The next morning, she found a GPS tracker under her car. Her pulse spiked, but she didn't back down. That night, she stayed late, pretending to work on fake files. At 11:40 p.m., the lights flickered. Footsteps. Ryan entered. "Working late again?" He smirked. "Always," she replied, not looking up. "You've made quite a name for yourself," he sneered. She stayed calm. "Just doing my job." His tone sharpened. "Your job seems to involve digging into mine." Before he could reach the computer, Nathan stepped from the shadows. "It's over, Ryan." Ryan froze, defiant. "You think you know what's happening?" "You're pawns. Meridian sold its soul long ago." Lucy's voice was ice. "Neuroline paid you to destroy us." He smirked. "Not destroy, expose." And with that, he was gone. By dawn, Lucy's code traced encrypted transactions straight to Neuroline and someone else, Valerie Stone, Meridian's chief financial officer. Nathan was shaken. "Valerie, she's been with me since the beginning." Lucy's voice was steady. "That's what makes betrayal easy. No one suspects loyalty until it breaks. Together, they set a trap." Valerie took the bait, logging in to steal what she thought were real financial records. Lucy's system captured everything: IP addresses, timestamps, transfers. They followed the trail to a sleek office downtown. There, under flickering lights, Valerie waited for them. "Nathan," she said, almost smiling, "you shouldn't be here." He stepped forward. "You sold us out." Her tone turned cold. "I didn't destroy anything that wasn't already rotting. Neuroline offered me freedom." Lucy met her eyes. "Freedom bought with betrayal isn't freedom at all." Valerie laughed bitterly. "You think you've won?" Lucy pressed a key, and every illegal file she'd accessed froze on screen. "It's over," Lucy said quietly. Within minutes, federal agents stormed the room. Valerie turned as they led her away. "Enjoy your victory," she hissed. Heroes always fall hardest. The next morning, news exploded across every major outlet. Meridian's CFO arrested for espionage. But instead of ruin, the world saw redemption. Investors rallied. The company's value surged. That evening, Nathan found Lucy packing her files. "Where are you going?" he asked. "Home," she said with a soft smile. "To finally sleep." He laughed gently. "You've earned it." She paused. "I never planned to stay. I just wanted to fix what was broken." He looked at her quietly. "Then maybe fix one more thing." "Me?" She turned, surprised, as he opened a small box. Inside, a ring gleamed under the lights. "I don't want to lose you. Not as my engineer, not as my friend. I want you to stay because you choose to." Her voice trembled. "I chose this a long time ago. You just didn't notice." He smiled, slipping the ring onto her finger. "Then I'm finally paying attention." As the night drizzled over Manhattan, they walked out of Meridian's glass towers together, the city lights shimmering around them. Nathan whispered, "You were right, Lucy. Miracles don't fall from the sky. They're people who refuse to quit." She looked up at him, her voice soft but steady. "Then you're the only miracle I'll ever need." Do you believe that sometimes the people who seem least important can change everything? If this story moved you, type 100 in the comments and tell me where you're listening from. And if you still believe in second chances, share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Because miracles, they're closer than you think.